What's up, Eagles Nation? We have finally made it. I am Bry with Eagles Real Talk. I am the flyest covering the Eagles in the game, as you can see. And listen, we are back. I'm so excited we're finally here. It almost doesn't feel real. I mean, it's been such a build-up for this season. As you know, we've had plenty of additions to the team, as we're going to talk about. But before we do, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel and get down with the ERT family. We are a mere 47 minutes away from kickoff. We finally made it, y'all. Eagles Nation. You know, we're going to get straight into today's Eagles vs. Lions preview, and then we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty on what I think the Eagles are going to do this year. I'm going to give some predictions on Jalen. I'm going to give some predictions on Miles Sanders and the rest of the gang, including some of the defensive players as well. Matter of fact, let's get straight into that. NFC East, I think the Eagles are going to win the NFC East. I think we're flat out the best, most talented team in the NFC East and one of the best teams in the NFC in general. I feel like we have one of the most talented squads. With the additions that Howie's made to this team, we have a lot of talent all over the defense, all over the offense. We filled in a lot of holes. So I have the Eagles. Winning the NFC and the NFC East, obviously, at 13 wins and 4 losses. And we're going to be at 13 wins at that last game of the season, but we're going to have the season already locked up. So, they're going to pull their starters like we did last year. We're going to take an L probably that last game as we play our third and, backups. But we're going to win this division, and that's the most important thing. So if you've been down with ERT, you probably remember that, back a couple months ago, I predicted we could possibly go 15-2. After I seen the schedule, I was like, you know what? I think we can go 15-2. I think we could be special. But I've kind of tapered down a little bit of my expectations. I have us going 13-4. Cowboys. I have us beating the Cowboys twice this year. I think we're going to handle business. I think the Cowboys are going to finish 9-7. Maybe get 8 wins, but I have them 9-7 right now. I think they'll do solid. The back end of their schedule, it's a little bit easier. So I have them going 9-7 and finishing second. Possibly making the playoffs with that wild card seventh, that 7th spot. After that, I have the Commanders going 6-11. Wentz isn't going to be able to get it done. He's going to have a hard time being back in the NFC East. He's going to be seeing ghosts out there, and I feel like he's going to go 6-11. And then I have the Giants, the G-Men. I have them finishing last in the division at 5-12. So obviously they didn't really do much to impress me in their roster. Last year, Kenny Golladay, their big signing, didn't even score a touchdown. He had a terrible season. He's already been looking weak in the preseason. I don't see them being much of a competitor against us, especially in the division. And I have them going 5-12. The Eagles are going to sit at top of the division at the number 1 seed, but I feel like we're going to go 13-4, and I think we're going to win the NFC East, the NFC conference. I just feel like we are the most talented team. I feel like I think Jalen is going to make a big jump, which we're going to talk about right now. So I have Jalen Hurts finishing this season with 30 passing touchdowns. I know it may seem crazy considering he only had 16 last year, but I feel like he's going to make a big jump in the passing game this year. I feel like he's going to be a lot more consistent. We had a couple games where he barely even threw the ball last year just because our run game was so dominant. This year it's going to be more balanced. I see it being like 60-40, 65-35 as far as pass and run. I think we're going to pass it a lot more around the yard. That's what we got A.J. Brown for. And I have A.J. finishing with 10 touchdowns this season. I just think he's going to be a beast. I think he's going to be unguardable. When you look at Dallas Goedert, Devontae Smith, who is going to cover these guys? One guy is going to be open for a touchdown every time we're in the red zone. It's up to Jalen to get it there, and I believe he's going to do that. So I have AJ finishing with 10 touchdowns. I have Dallas Goedert finishing with 7 touchdowns. I feel like he's just going to be dominant all year. I feel like he's going to be a red zone threat, a red zone target for Jalen. I think he's going to rack up a lot of catches this year and be one of the top tight ends. I also have Devontae Smith finishing with 7 touchdowns. So between Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith, they're both going to finish with 14 touchdowns. That's just how I feel. I feel like we're going to have so much separation from these guys against other secondaries that they're just going to be so open that Jalen is going to have no choice but to let it fly a lot more than usual. Instead of scrambling for extra yards, I feel like his yardage is going to go down because he's going to see people, his wide receivers and tight ends open down the field. He's going to be able to get rid of that ball quickly. After that, I have Quez finishing with 3 touchdowns, Miles Sanders finishing with 1 touchdown in the air, and Kenny Gainwell with 2. And that's a total of 30 touchdowns, I believe, for passing wise for Jalen Hurts. In the rush game, I have Miles having a big comeback season. I don't know. I just have a good feeling. It could be, game 1, week 1 optimism, but I feel like Miles Sanders is going to run all over these dudes this year behind the best offensive line in the game. We got Jason Kelce coming back healthy with that elbow. He said it's felt better than it's felt in years. That's a great sign. I think he's going to have more power. I think he's just going to be, Jason Kelce could honestly have his best season as an Eagle. And I feel like we're going to have the best rushing attack in the league. Better than the Ravens, better than the Colts, and so on and so forth. I think we're going to just capitalize on what we did last year, even be more efficient, maybe some more big runs, especially if Miles Sanders is able to, capitalize on his strengths as far as, getting around the edge and busting out those big 30, 40, 50, 60-yard runs. I feel like he's going to be back to form this year. He's going to finish with 9 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts is going to have 6 touchdowns rushing. I feel like his yardage is going to go down because he's not going to run as much, but he's going to be very effective running in the red zone as he's shown. Kenny Gainwell is going to have 4 touchdowns. Boston Scott, 3 touchdowns. And then I have the wide receivers getting in the mix. I have A.J. Brown 1 touchdown and Quez with 1 touchdown. Blue City Empire, I already know that the team, New York Giants, are gonna. That's an L for the Giants. The Giants don't have no chance in this division. Like I said, I have the Giants finishing 5-12 this year. I think the Eagles on the defensive side, we were top 10 last year. We were top 10 with the worst linebacking core that I can remember in the league last year. Led by Singleton, who was literally just chasing guys around last year. Now we replace him with Kaiser White. We drafted Nakobe Dean, who is a backup, but he could end up getting a lot of PT, a lot of snaps during the regular season, and I feel like he's going to be very effective because he's a dog. He's a bulldog, actually, a Georgia bulldog, and I feel like he's going to bring that intensity to the NFL. He's just going to take a little bit of time to get acclimated. We also have TJ Edwards returning, who really came on last year. He actually could be, a special linebacker for us. So I have, and then not to mention Hassan Reddick, James Bradbury, and we just signed CJ, Chauncey Gardner. So, you know what I mean? The defense is stacked, and I think people are forgetting. I think some of the, maybe we know because we're Eagles fans, but I think the league is forgetting that we didn't have BG last year on that defensive line. After we lost him, it just wasn't the same. We didn't replace him with a backup that had that same type of BG intensity, you know what I mean? So this year, he's coming in healthy. He feels great, and I feel like this season, he's going to capitalize, and he's going to ball out this year. He doesn't have too many years left, so I think he wants to put it all out there on the field this year. We got Fletcher Cox. We got Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis, I think he's going to, by week 8, I think he's going to have some real big impact plays. It's going to take him a little bit of time. He's got to learn, but I think he's going to be a great defensive tackle for us this year. And I feel like the Eagles will finish, maybe top 10, top 15 in sacks. I think our run defense is going to be probably top 5, and I have our overall defense being top 5 this year. We're going to go from 10 to 5. With the additions, a second year with Gannon, more familiarity, this team is going to be humming, man, and I cannot wait to see it. Now, let's get straight into Eagles at Lions. Week 1, we're finally here. Last year, we came in there at Ford Field, and we just mollywopped. You know what I mean? We just destroyed. It was the Halloween massacre in Detroit, and we just tore them up. I was 44-6. They scored 1 touchdown, couldn't get the extra point, so they finished with only 6 points. We had 44 points. I think we started off 17-0. We just came out just balling. Obviously, there's been some changes, but to the Hard Knocks team, you know, the Lions, they got a little bit of the Hard Knocks hype, which teams tend to do. But listen, when the games start, that's when the real games begin, okay? They just been playing TV games, but now it's the real game, and it's a tough matchup for them, especially since we kicked their ass last year, 44-6. So I expect the Eagles to win this. I have them winning this game 36-13. I feel like they'll give up a touchdown and a couple field goals, but we're going to take care of business in the D, and I expect a very emotional, you know, Dave Campbell or Dan Campbell, whatever his name is, the Lions coach. I feel like he's going to be very emotional after this game, after they get stomped. So I'm expecting the secondary to be very active against Goff. I feel like the defense, the Eagles D-line is going to be very disruptive, and that's going to lead to turnovers. I feel like Goff is going to feel the pressure without Vitae and without their center most likely playing. And even if he does, he's going to be banged up. So they're going to have a tough time dealing with Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham, Sweat, Hassan Reddick running on the edge. It's going to be a tough game for the Lions. And listen, I am here for it for 48 minutes, baby. I can't wait. We're here. I'm not buying into the Hard Knocks hype. I know how much the Eagles have, you know, prepared for this game. I know the roster is ready and willing to put it all on the field this year. And I have us, you know, I'm just going to get straight into it. I have us making it to the NFC Championship game. You know, I feel like we're going to be 13-4. Eagles are going to be a great team this year. They're going to be seen as the best running team. And I feel like Jalen is going to come around in the passing game. And like I said earlier, if you missed it, throw for 30 touchdowns. Pretty much double his total last year and end up with 36 touchdowns total if you include his rushing. We're going to be a great team this year. So strap in, get ready, and most likely, you know, you'll see me every other day. So if you haven't already, subscribe now, because I'm going to be posting a lot of videos this year. We're going to get busy this year, y'all. This is the year that I think we could catapult and be one of those top teams in the NFL and really have a chance to win the Super Bowl. So I'm not going to say we're going to win the Super Bowl because I have us making the NFC Championship game. After that, who knows? But we're going to be one of the teams in the mix near the end of the year. So like I said, strap in, y'all. Put on your hard hat. Let's get ready for a great NFL season. It's week 1, baby. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I'm Bri with Eagles Real Talk. I am the flyest covering the Eagles in the game. So a lot of videos to come. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. I'll catch y'all after the game sometime today. I'll come on live and I'll talk about, you know, what transpired, you know, and hopefully it's going to be a dub for us. All right. I'll catch y'all next time. Eagles Real Talk out. Keep it real always.